Hi Liberty, it's Mrs. Imbordino. We are so excited for you to come back to school soon. We have been doing so many things to get ready for students to return to our building to make sure that everyone is safe. So we're going to go over some of those changes that you might see when you come back to Liberty. The first thing that you might notice when you come back to Liberty is in some of our spaces, we have plastic partitions that have been set up to keep you safe. These plastic partitions provide a barrier between people so that way that you can keep a safe distance. Some of these partitions are in our office, our media center, and there are even some partitions in some of our classrooms. So please be sure that if you come up to a partition in any of these areas, you stay behind the plastic partition. Sometimes people want to try to go around the partition to be able to talk to somebody, but remember, that plastic partition is there to keep you safe. Another thing that you're going to see all over our school are lots of stickers on the floor. And if you've been out and about in the community, you may have even seen some of these in grocery stores or places like Target. We have similar ones here at our school. So you're going to see some arrows in the hallways that are showing you which direction to go. Most of our hallways, you can use both sides of the hallway. We have the arrows set up on the right side of the hall so that you will follow the arrows and stay to the right. Some of our hallways, like our hallway by Mrs. Spielman's room and Mr. Schulke's room, are closed off and are only one direction. So please be careful and make sure that you're looking for those types of hallways. If you look at the middle picture on the screen, it shows you a sticker that says, "Do not enter," and there are two cones there. That means you cannot go that way down that hallway. That is a one-way hallway. The other side of that hallway is open because you're able to enter from that direction. So you're going to see some of those in the hallway by Mrs. Spielman's room and by Mr. Schulke's room, and the hallway that is in the back of the school that's kind of by our recess doors. So you'll see one that is that way too. When you come back to your school, the teachers are going to be helping you learn all of these different directions. Remember, the really important thing is to make sure that you're keeping a safe distance between other people. That is shown in the last picture too. Sometimes in the hallway, you're going to see pictures that say, "Please stand here." There are dots around the school, usually by the restrooms, that have a spot so you can have your own spot that is 6 feet away from someone else. These stickers also help to give you an example for when you're walking down the hallway, how far you should stay away from the person in front of you to make sure that you're being safe. Some other changes that you might notice, our stairwells have been assigned as an up stairway or a down stairway. So the example you're seeing in the first picture, that is a down stairway. So at the bottom of the stairs, there are stickers there showing you, "Do not enter." That tells you you cannot go up those stairs. You can only come down those stairs. So at the top of those stairs, there is an arrow that tells you you can go down. Just be careful whenever you see signs that say, "Do not enter," you do not enter. Good reminder for you. Again, your teachers are going to be working with you to help you learn which stairwells you can use to go up and which stairwells you can use to go down. No matter what, whenever you are in a stairwell, please make sure that you're using social distancing and staying to one side. The other picture that you see on here is our water fountains. Looks a little silly with that caution sign there. If you go to a water fountain in the building, you might notice if you push it, it doesn't turn on. The water fountains have all been turned off for your safety. At this time, we will not be using our water fountains, but our water bottle filler stations do work. When you come back to school, you will be allowed to have water bottles in school, and we'll be able to fill those up at our filler stations. So we are so glad that our school has those available to make it easy for you to fill up your water bottles safely. You're going to see lots of signs around the school that help to keep you safe. The first sign gives you some reminders to wear a face covering at all times, to stay 6 feet away from others, washing your hands frequently, and that if you're feeling sick, you're going to stay home from school because we want to keep everyone safe. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be providing you with some more details of a self-certified process that we're going to be using to make sure that you are not feeling sick and you have not been around other people that are feeling sick. So that way, when you come back to school, we know that everyone can be safe. The second picture that you're seeing on there is some information about good hand washing. So these are posted in all of the bathrooms and in your classroom near the sinks. So it's really important that you're washing your hands carefully with soap. In the classrooms, there are also hand sanitizer stations, but we want to make sure that we're washing our hands as much as possible. Speaking of the classrooms, your classroom might look a little different than the way you remembered it the last time you were at Liberty. These two pictures are of a first grade classroom and our kindergarten classrooms. So the first picture is actually Miss Holworth's room. So some of you maybe had Miss Holworth as a teacher. It's been set up a little bit differently. The desks are set up so that you can be safely 6 feet apart from somebody else. So you'll see that there's desks that are spread out, and there are little pieces of paper on that desk. When you come back to school, the teachers are going to be assigning desks for students that are in an A group and students that are in a B group. A and B just means what days of the week you're coming to school on. So our students that are in the A group will be attending school on Mondays and Tuesdays, and students that are in a B group will be attending school on Thursdays and Fridays. So those desks have been separated so that way our students that are in the A group are 6 feet away from each other, and the students that are in the B group are 6 feet away from each other. So again, everyone can stay safe. You will also notice that a lot of our classrooms usually have a lot of stuff in them, like furniture and chairs and all those fun things that we usually get to sit in. For right now, those things have been taken out of the classroom, but we're hoping we can bring all those things back again someday. The second picture that you see is of one of our kindergarten classrooms. Our kindergartners do not have desks in their classroom, they have tables. So on their tables, there are those partitions again. The plastic partitions are there to keep students safe. You will notice that the tables are all 6 feet apart, and we actually will not have 4 students sitting at a table. We will probably only have 1 or 2 students sitting at a table on opposite sides of the partition to keep them safe. In kindergarten classrooms, they don't have a desk to put their items in. So there are bins that have been purchased that are next to the tables so students can keep their materials there. They can stay safe and only those students can touch their materials. Last but not least, you will notice a big change when you come back to school, and maybe you've already seen it if you've been out in the community. We are wearing face coverings to keep ourselves safe. So we don't want you to be scared when you see people in face coverings. You can see my face here in the video without a face covering, but there I am in the picture with a face covering. We are not scary behind those masks. You are not scary behind your masks. It is there for our protection. So remember, it is so important that we're wearing face coverings in school and we're keeping that 6 feet distance. We know that that's going to be tough, wearing those face coverings when you're here. It is hard sometimes when it gets a little hot, maybe it gets a little bit scratchy. Practice wearing your face coverings now so that you'll be ready to come back to school, because those face coverings do need to stay on the whole entire time you're in school. As you see in my picture, my face covering is completely covering my nose and my mouth. It is not below my nose. It has to be covering your face and your mouth at all times. So we need to make sure that we're wearing our face coverings appropriately. We are going to have opportunities for you to be able to get outside at some times, to be able to have a break from your face covering, because we know that can make for a long day. So when you come back to your school, teachers will be explaining that to you and those opportunities for you to have a break from your face covering. There will also be some opportunities for you to take your face covering off, to use your water bottle, and have a snack in school. There's going to be lots of special procedures that we've put in place to make sure that everyone is safe when we are doing those things. So boys and girls, we are so excited for you to come back to Liberty. We have been waiting for this for such a long time. We cannot wait to see you, and we're going to continue to send more information for you so you can see all the things that we have prepared for you to come back to school. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you found this information to be very informative. Bye, Liberty.